Spices, CDs and barbecue sauce. I have finally lost the plot. Hi there and welcome back to my office. Welcome to the video. Now you might be able to see behind me there's lots and lots of stock. I've been back up in the loft. That's a unicycle in here. I've been back in the loft and I've been bringing down loads more stock for two reasons. One, I am doing a listing challenge this week and I wanted to bring loads of stock down so I could get it all listed. The second reason is I've bought a massive haul of stock and I need to create space in the loft to store it. And one of the things I have been bringing down, well, it's more than one thing, but one product line, if you like, are these. Now, they may be hard to make out, but what these are, let me grab one. These are metal drawers. They're very old and they came from, now going back a couple of years, we bought a massive haul of car parts. We've been selling them off ever since. Some of what's left of the stock is up here. And we bought basically rows of racking filled with car parts, and the lots included the racking. Now it turned out we didn't have the time nor the means to move the racking. It was worth some good money. But what I did do, because I owned them, was I pulled out all of the drawers because I figured they might have some value. And because I was kind of frustrated that I couldn't move the racks. I had won them but I wasn't able to move them. And the people that were auctioning it off, the company, just took ownership of them, took them to their auction house and sold them off. I was a little bit frustrated. So anyway, I grabbed all of the drawers. Now, I don't know, I've been looking on eBay to see if these have any value. I can't really find anything similar. So Andrea and I have been brainstorming about how we can sell these. And we're thinking we might do 2 or 3 different listings and see how they go. So one idea is obviously to just sell them as drawers as they were intended to be. But I think that might be a hard sell. We'd obviously list them with dimensions and hope that somebody out there is looking for replacement drawers for racks. But I think that's going to be tricky to find that exact person with those exact racks that takes drawers of this length and this dimension. Thinking outside the box a bit, we've come up with perhaps quite simply a storage stroke desk tidy for someone who's into their kind of industrial looking stuff, you know. So here's a mock-up of what that could look like. I've just put some general desk stuff in. I don't know, it's not really selling it to me. I mean, it works in a purely practical sense. You can get a lot of stuff in there and it organizes it, but I don't know. Let me know what you think about that one. Going with the keywords, military, industrial, it might be that perfect kind of gift item, maybe, I don't know. And then Andrea had an idea which I think is quite cool. These look great stood up and they have the handle on top, which you could carry these around. So we're thinking to put salt and pepper and condiments in, perhaps. Maybe even a restaurant, a themed restaurant. I mean, these look very military, so we could use military keywords because that's a very sort of military green colour. And they're obviously old, they've got lots of wear and patina on. I mean, they could go that way with condiments in, right? Okay, so I've had a go at setting up a restaurant condiments box tray. I'm not sure what you'd call it. And it kind of works. I think it's about the right size. We've all seen these in restaurants where you'd have salt, pepper, mayonnaise, vinegar, tomato sauce, etc. And yeah, I think the size is about right. There's no handle here, which would really help. It's a little bit awkward to lift and carry, but it's not the end of the world. And if it just sits on a table, then that's not really an issue. In a themed restaurant, these would really look the part. If it was a military theme or an industrial theme, I think that works. Like I say, size wise it's about right, and because these are fully adjustable, you can set it up for whatever your particular needs would be in a restaurant. And then if a restaurant has 20 tables and wants one for each table, we can do that easily. So I think that's a win. I quite like that. Andrea also thought this way up again, like a mini spice rack. You can arrange these as you want, and we have so many of these dividers. There's a box full of them. We've got hundreds of these things, so we could easily supply 4 or 5 dividers with each one probably and still have enough. So that's an option. So spice rack, spices come in all different size jars, but as I've said, these are fully adjustable. With taller ones, you'd only get 2 shelves worth, so you wouldn't actually get much in it at all, but you could have more than one rack. With these ones that we have, these are Sainsbury's and they're quite a bit shorter, but you'd still only get 6 on a rack. But that does work. I mean, these wouldn't have to move. You just have them perhaps at the back of a work surface in your kitchen. You know, 2 or 3 in a row could actually work. We could certainly market them as spice racks. I've just come up with this one as well. I think this is quite good. CDs, if you upend them that way, they just fit in perfectly. So as an industrial themed CD rack, I think they're ideal. You'd have to have a few of the dividers set up, otherwise they just slip over. But yeah, that really works. So that's another idea. I mean, I could see somebody having a few of those. They do have to be flat is the only downside, because they're not very deep, so that's not going to work. But there you go, there's another idea. I don't know, are we clutching at straws there? The other option is to job lot everything. I mean, we've got an awful lot of these. I think 2, 4, 6, 12, 24, 48, probably about 70 of these. It may be that the way to go is to job lot them out. Maybe not all 70, perhaps 3 job lots, and market them to people who repurpose items. They may have way better ideas than we do about what you could use these for. You know, crafters, people who upcycle, that kind of trendy thing. They might want to buy them in bulk and repurpose them and sell them on themselves. If that person is you, maybe you've got a more creative mind and you could see what you could do with these, drop me a message. I'm happy to do a deal on a bundle of these or all of them if you want. So that's the other option, is to kind of wholesale them out to people that may have a way of repurposing these. So we'll see. The plan is to create 2 or 3 listings. Like I say, set them up with condiments in, or with stationery as a desk tidy, that sort of thing, and see if we get any interest that way. We'll also do some bundles and see if we can sell them on to repurposers or crafters. We will need to get creative with these. So if you've got any ideas, maybe you've got a more creative mind than us and you can see something or some keywords we could use or ways to repurpose these, please leave me a message below. Let me know what you think about our ideas. You can be brutally honest. It's one of those times where we need to think outside the box a little bit to get these moving. If you didn't see the original video where we picked these up, I will link it here when we went to the viewing of the auction, and you'll see the racks, huge, like 8-foot racks they were, with these drawers still in place. So take a look at that if you haven't seen it before. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon.